Yo everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a review and a demo of the brand new Huda Beauty Neon Obsessions palettes, which were literally released a couple of days ago, and I ordered all three of them. These, by the way, for those of you that don't know, are limited edition, so they are only going to be around probably for the rest of the year before they disappear, because let's be honest, neon is a current trend within 2019, and as with any trends, eventually they fade out and disappear and are replaced by other trends. So Huda has really capitalized on the whole neon beauty thing, which is happening this year. To be honest, I've got neon earrings on. I'm loving the whole neon thing. And when she announced the launch of this, I was interested, I was intrigued. I thought, how can she do this? So first off, can we please address the elephant in the room? 5 releases in the month of May. 5 releases. All these marketing campaigns, videos, photo shoots, only for them to be used once and then replaced with something else later on. She'd only just previously released the lipsticks. I'm actually wearing one of them right now, which is in the shade Honeymoon. Before that, it was the Resting Boss Face Spray, the Tantor, and the Nymph Body Highlighter, all within the month of May. Anyway, for those of you that are not aware, these retail at £27. The normal price of the other Obsessions eyeshadow palettes, of which I have probably all of them, maybe 1 or 2 I don't have, they all cost £25. She has slightly increased the price of these, like as if people wouldn't notice. Now let's be honest, the reason why the price increase is quite obvious. She has turned these cases into plastic cases, whereas all the previous ones are cardboard. And again, plastic casing came inside of this. This plastic casing is completely clear. There's literally no purpose to it whatsoever. Moving on, she has released 3 shades altogether, which is Neon Orange, Neon Pink, and Neon Green. These are all made in China, FYI. So this is what Neon Pink looks like, just to give you an example of how it looks. It's bright neon. And then these are the shades inside. Altogether, as you guys are used to it being, there are 9 shades, and they are mixed between a metallic foiled finish and a matte finish. This one is Neon Green. And here are the 9 shades inside. Again, a mix of foiled metallic finish duochrome shades as well as matte shades, and they've all got a decent mirror on the front. And then this one here is called Neon Orange, and these are all the shades, the mix of mattes and metallic foiled duochrome shades inside. Now I do have to say that it says on the back that these are pressed pigment palettes. So, and the rest of these is an eyeshadow palette. So that's something, again, I feel that this collection was very rushed. She hasn't explained anything. She hasn't talked about it. So I do have to remind you guys and let you guys know these are not eyeshadows. They are pressed pigments, which means that they will kick up a lot more powder. It also means that the pigment itself is a lot more pigmented than a normal eyeshadow. You will get through them a lot more quickly, and you have to go in with a very, very light hand as well. That is only, by the way, in relation to the matte shades. Now I have to mention shimmery shades. The shimmery shades have got a really weird texture. It's not like the metallic shades which are in, for example, this one here, which is the Topaz Obsessions one. These are creamy and buttery, very intense metallic shades. These ones are not. These ones are quite sheer. They're very packed in, and I did look through all her other palettes as well to try and see where she'd used this kind of formula before, and I can only really see that this first one here, which everybody didn't like so much and why she went and remastered it, was these top foiled shades here, which you could only pick up with your finger. They're very, very similar to that kind of texture. So meaning if you try and use a brush to apply any of these shadows, it will not work. When I show them to you when I swatch them, they will be finger swatches, so they'll be very intense. They're very sparkly, they're very duochrome. They look gorgeous, don't get me wrong, on the eyes, but I'm just letting you know that they do not perform the same way. They are not buttery soft. They are not those kind of shadows at all. For example, Neon Pink is described as unites a spectrum of 9 pigment packed powders with duochrome shimmers and creamy mattes in hot pinks, bold corals and lavender shades for show-stopping neon eye looks. That's it. When you look under description, it just pretty much says the same thing again. And if there's a video that says how to use, it's just somebody taking swatches with their fingers and wiping it on their arms. How is that showing you how to use it? I don't understand. I would overall give these palettes probably a 9 out of 10. I want to give it an 8, but I'm going to try and ignore the fact that you have increased the price of these by £2 just because of this. FYI, I got mine from Feel Unique, where I have Huda Beauty as my brand for life, which means I get 10% off. I also had a couple of vouchers as well, because Feel Unique often do a lot of vouchers depending on how much money you spend. I actually got £28 off altogether, which basically means I got one of these for free, pretty much. And I will link my referral code below for you guys. If it's the first time you've ever ordered from them, you get 15% off. And otherwise, I generally tend to order for them first and foremost. Now, in the order of which I love these, I'm going to have to be honest with you guys. I love the orange one first. Like I said, I just find that the mixture of shades is a lot more varied than the other two palettes. Like, you've got a yellow, you've got oranges, you've got corals, you've got plum, you've got pink, you've got purple, you've got green, you've got orange. Loads. Now, the pink one, I love it as well. It's actually what I'm wearing right now. However, they are all very geared towards the same family range. I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. It is called the pink palette. Quite similar pinks, a hot pink, purple, lots of shimmery, lilac-y, pinky sort of shades. Really pretty, but maybe not for everybody, because not everybody likes to wear pinks. And then my least favourite one, unfortunately, is going to have to be the green one. I think that the mattes are very poorly done in this palette. I think there's only 3 matte shades. What's the point? And one is a pale green, which on deeper skin tones and my skin tone, ashy. The lime green one shows up a lot better, but you will need a base. And this pale pink shade, on my skin tone, I have to neutralize and whiten my eyelid area for that to show up. Otherwise, again, my natural skin color eats it up and it turns ashy. And then the rest are just there to kind of sit with those matte shades, but they can't all be used together, which I think is really stupid. Anyway, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to swatch them one by one, just so that you can see how they perform. Overall, I'm generally quite happy with them. The matte shades in this palette and the other one are all excellent. The matte shades perform beautifully. They blend easily. They're very, very pigmented. Remember, a little bit goes a long way because they are pressed pigments. And then the same with the shimmery shades. They're very duochrome, which I like. So it depends on how the light hits it is how it will show up on your eyes. And then the neon green one is a little bit more unique. But then if you have one of these or some of the other palettes, you can always use the shimmery shades and kind of mix it up a little bit. So we're going to start off with the neon orange palette. I'm going to start here and work my way to the right and go that way, and then just show you swatches of each individual shade. Okay, so these are all of the shades from the neon orange palette. So pretty, so gorgeous. If you saw the way that I've had to kind of swipe over, it's because some of them are very, very powdery, like I said, because they are pressed pigments and not eyeshadows. Absolutely love this pink shimmery shade. I mean, it's so pretty. This orangey golden shade, this yellowy green shade, the shimmery shades in this palette are absolutely stunning. Love this palette. This yellow I have used on my eyes as well. It's very nicely pigmented, but bear in mind you need to have a little bit of a white background, so like a whitish sort of base underneath. Okay, we're now moving on to the neon pink palette, which is what you guys have seen me using on my eyes today. Again, I'm going to start from here and make my way to the right, and so on and so forth. So this is all of the Neon Pink Obsessions palette. Gorgeous, lovely. I can't fault any of those shades. Bear in mind, one thing that I've forgotten to mention is shades like this, this and this, because they're pressed pigments, they will stain your eyes. So just bear that in mind when you are removing them. You may need to use something a little bit more heavy duty. And finally, here is the green one. And there we are with the Neon Green Obsessions palette. Very strange mix of colours, but I like it. I like how unique it is. I like that she hasn't gone for standard green shimmery shades. They are all very duochrome and very different. This one's probably the sheerest, which is like a hint of icy green to white. And then this one here is very pinky, kind of greenish duochrome. Looks very different to how it looks in the pan. I do like, I mean, I can see where she's tried to be neon with this green, but unfortunately it's one of those shades where you'll have to have a completely white canvas underneath for it to show up as neon. But overall, this is my least favourite palette. However, that's just because of the matte shades. I mean, look at this pinky matte shade that I mentioned. It almost completely blends into my skin, so I'd have to layer it quite a bit. Let's not forget that these are all very thick swatches. When it comes to the duochromes, you have to layer them a lot. Okay, so that's it for my swatches of the Neon palette. I don't hate them. I think that they could have done a lot better. Let me know what your thoughts are about these palettes. Are you interested in buying them? I would definitely say if one of you guys wanted me to choose which one was the best one to get, which one I like the most, definitely is the orange one, for the reasons that I mentioned before. I just think it's the most wearable. I think it's got the most variety of shades, and I think a lot of you will get the most use out of this over the summer as well. Followed swiftly by this one, and then this one, especially if you are in the mood for different kind of shades, because all the duochromes are very multicolored, multi-dimensional, and they're very, very unique. So that's it for my review of the brand new Huda Beauty Neon Obsessions palette. Let me know what your thoughts are. Let's be honest, the only real neon thing about these palettes are the outsides. The eyeshadows, not so much. But anyway, moving on. I will see you all in the next video. Bye!